Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, Season 9, Episode 9. This will be a quick review because I got stuff to do. So, let's get started. Okay, so we see Matt and Amber. They're now on the same page. I don't know. They just get on my nerves. I don't know why, but they just really get on my nerves. So she wants to cook him a romantic dinner. He brings home flowers and dessert. They're both happy with each other and they're both happy that they're on the same page. Um, she goes to change and she puts on this pink dress. It does complement her skin, like Matt said, but like I understand you do not need makeup. I don't have on makeup right now, but I got my eyebrows done and I just feel like you just like I feel like her walking out there in that damn dress, which is like no, not even a little bit of lip gloss. It's just like putting on. This is gonna sound mean, but in my opinion, it's like putting on new underwear after you just came home from the gym. Like you didn't take a shower, you didn't do nothing, you just slapped on a pretty dress and some earrings. She ain't even. She had on earrings, and some heels, and I'm just like, but that's just me. Anyway, so she says she says that she's very happy, and he never said that he was happy when they were sitting down talking. He never said he was happy until she told him she wanted him to be happy too. Look, you can't fool me. Okay, you can't fool me. I still don't see this deep connection that they trying to act like they had after this nigga left and took off his ring. That's still in my mind. Okay. So we see Matt. I guess Amber's at work. Matt wants to sing her a song for their 1 month anniversary coming up, or 1 month anniversary coming up. And he gets out his guitar and he's just diamonds and pearls. I've been searching so long. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't. I really don't. But they go to the hotel for their 1 month anniversary. Matt asks what her favorite part of the marriage has been. She says Antigua. And I'm like, so the very beginning. He says he may have said seeing her walk down the aisle and everything else, but I just heard him say seeing her walk down the aisle. So I'm like, so both of y'all good times in the marriage were the beginning. Anyway, he says that they had chemistry from the beginning. And then he asks, is there anything that annoys Amber about me? Is there anything that annoys you about me because I want to change? Well, obviously. She says, just, telling me that you're okay and you're alive when you go out and do stuff. Like, what else would she say? But, other than that, everything is great. Um, Matt says that they're in a weird space because, it's really hard to just trust someone off the bat. And instead of building up a trust, they just have to, automatically have that trust. So they got out on the courtyard and they got the whole big screen. I'm like, oh, okay. Married at First Sight must have paid a pretty penny for this because I don't give a damn about these people's wedding. I know they were the only people out there, but I would be darned if I walked my ass past there and I seen them. And I said, well, what the hell is this? Some private viewing. They must be rich. Anyway, they show their wedding. They all happy, cutie, lovey. One thing, and this is me being petty, but one thing about Matt is he smiles. And when he smiles, he just leaves his mouth open. So and I know I'm being petty, but I don't care. Okay, I'm in a petty mood, so I'm gonna be petty. But he's just like, And I'm like, can you close your mouth? Anyway, so he's like, he's like, oh, that made me a little bit emotional. And then he's like, okay, well, I have something else. And he pulls out his damn guitar and he's like, I'm a wanderer in search of diamonds and pearls. I thought that they was going to make us listen to the entire song, but they didn't. But I'm surprised at the end they didn't say, check out Matt's new single, I'm a damn wanderer. I'm a damn wanderer on iTunes and Spotify because I would have been heated. Okay. She loves the song. She loves listening to him play guitar. They kiss. Then they show a pointless scene of them getting into bed. And I'm like, okay. Um, I really still don't think that their relationship is going to I don't think they're gonna be together after decision day. That's just my thoughts. Like I don't Plus, I'm still waiting for that. Oh, okay, I'm blurry. Plus, I'm still waiting for that scene when her friend or whoever tells her that she seen Matt out at the club with another woman. That's the scene that I'm waiting for, okay? So, up until that scene, I don't really give a damn about nothing that they got to say. So, we're going to talk about Iris and Keith. Keith goes to see his best friend for some advice. Keith asks how marriage is. He says it's cool. Keith asks how it is. Keith's friend asks how it is in the bedroom. He says, well, she's a virgin. And Keith's friend says, oh, wow, that's crazy. This is probably the longest that he's had to wait for sex with someone that he shared a bed with. A month is the longest he's had to wait for sex? Well, we doing some TEW wrong. Okay? Too wrong. Too wrong. Too wrong. Um, so he says that he doesn't want to end up taking her virginity and then decision day happens and he, is like, oh, maybe that's not the girl for me. And then he becomes one of those bad guys. I was on Reddit, like looking at Married at First Sight sub, but I seen one where it was like maybe they won't have the sex until after decision day if they choose to stay together because that would be a solidifying moment for their relationship. This right now is just an experiment. This right now is just literally a spring fling. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be together forever. So I'm not about to sit up here and have sex with you, take your virginity, you give me your virginity, and then we both looking at the experts like, I don't want to be with this person no more. And we did all that, and it's just too much. So Iris is in the pool. She's talking to her mother. She says that she's still a little bit angry about the virginity comment, and she thinks most guys will be excited to take the virginity or to give or to have her give it to them. And I really think that some of this whole virginity stuff, uh, I was about to call her Aspen. Who the hell is Aspen? Iris really thinks that is like, like is prime material. And it's good to be a virgin, but I mean it's good to also not be a virgin. It's not like you being a virgin has made you a better individual than someone who is not a virgin. So it's just weird to me how sometimes I feel like she looks at it as like a personality trait, just a little bit. Sometimes she says things, and I'm like, girl, you do know that the only virgin that we out here celebrating is the Virgin Mary. Okay. That's the only virgin we out here celebrating. So, anyway, um, her mother says that you think that Keith has a concern, but it may just be a care. Her mother broke it down. I was also in the Reddit subreddit when they was like, if I was Pastor Cal, I'd be shaking in my boots the advice that Iris' mother gave Iris, because she said he could just be really sensitive to the fact that like this is something that you've never done before, and he doesn't want to rush it. He doesn't want to seem like you rushing it. He doesn't want to, he wants to be the person that you need him to be in that moment when it happens. When I tell you she broke that down, she broke it down. I said, Iris mama, get your ass on this TV show. Because she broke it down. She broke it down. She really did. She said, this is even though I know that Iris will be a little bit concerned, and she may be a little bit overly concerned. It is a normal thing to be concerned for, in Keith's case, that his wife is a virgin and that this is something that they'll have to, you know, jump over. I can't think of the word. It started with a T. That they'll have to conquer together. So Iris says that she doesn't want him to be nervous and have it become an overarching issue. Her mother says just do it, but I don't think her mother says just do the sex. I think when her mother says just do it, like jump off the diving board, just let go of your inhibitions, let go of the thoughts and the doubts that you have in your head, and just live, just be married and don't be worried about you being a damn virgin, because it's not going to make or break anything. And if it does, then it wasn't meant to be. So Keith has a surprise plan for Iris, and we find out that it is horseback riding. Iris says that after talking to her mother, she's open her possibilities to being free with Keith and to not think so much. I don't think she was talking about having the sex. Look at this goddamn bump on my fucking head. Don't worry about it. Then they go to the picnic. I put Pucknick on here. And Iris says that this is a man that she can surely fall in love with. Iris says that, when Keith asks what is her idea of a successful marriage, she says, well, I really didn't have any examples because my parents got divorced when I was 4. So, he says that his parents have been married for what, like 30 years or 20 years or 30 years. And the biggest thing was not only keeping that romantical, I know that's not a word, romantical love there, but also being friends and being there for one another and caring about one another and wanting to be around one another. Iris says she appreciates him being kind, not getting kind, being kind, and she wants him to know actively that she wants to stay married. That on decision day they're gonna ask her, "Hey girl, you want to stay married?" And she gonna say yes, unless he go out and take his ring off like another nigga. But it seems like nobody would do some dumb shit like that except for Matt. I'm sorry. So they go back home. They get the gift box from the experts, which is wine and champagne and photo album and marriage license and all of that. And they're looking through it. Keith says that he takes pride in the bond that they've built, and she's a very good person. He gives her a gift, which is a heart necklace, and says it signifies the growth that we've had in this month and all of this. She gives him a gift, which is she gives him vinyl. I think he was really touched. I know he was really touched, but the look on his face, he was just like, he probably gonna stay married to this woman forever. Also, I seen on the subreddit was the fact that Keith may also stay married to her. I'm sorry, it's people outside. I don't know why you taking your kid out on an adventure at 9:53 in the morning, but whatever. Keith may also stay married to Iris because of the traumatic experience he went through with losing his grandmother, and the fact that Iris was there, and the fact that his grandmother was there to see them get married, and she really liked Iris. That may influence his decision. And when I tell you, That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know how I didn't think of that, but when I tell you that makes a lot of sense, it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, last scene we see, which was the last scene of the show, we see Keith and Iris go get Keith's ring resized, and it was really, really weird to me. And Keith said that this was everything that he looked for in a woman. This was really weird to me because after we had such a shocking scene with Jamie and Elizabeth, I thought that they would end there, and it just continued. And I'm just like, why are we seeing them go get their ring resized? Like, can we not? Anyway, but that's the end of their story. I guess we can talk about Deanna and Greg. I love Deanna and Greg. You don't understand how much I love Deanna and Greg. I think that they have. First of all, I love Deanna. I love the way that she talks. I love the way that she just acts. I love when they were walking down the street. He said, "Do you have any regrets?" And she said, "I ain't got no regrets." And I'm just like, that's some stuff that I'd say. Like, I just really like them as a couple. I think they really complement one another. And I think that both of them are mature enough to work on issues when they have them. And I think that they're both mature enough to not be screwing around with this process. Okay. Not like anybody is mad at screwing around, obviously. Well, you might be screwing around, literally. I'm sorry. Um, I said might, allegedly. I just think that they are like the most mentally sound couple, and it just makes me really happy because this looks like some real like love stuff. It looks like some real stuff that like you can see them progressing and see them growing and see them actually like being a really, really, really good couple. Everything that I wanted Jasmine and Will to be, these people are it. And I really like it. They haven't even had a disagreement. And then next week they have a big ass disagreement. They haven't even had a disagreement. I feel like because they are in a mental, they're both like, in a mental space where they don't need to argue with one another, and they don't need to have, I'm plugging up my light. They don't need to have such like, they know each other, or they know themselves, I should say. They know themselves well enough where it's not an insecure thing or anything. Anyway, I'm talking too long about this. So Pastor Cal goes to see Deanna and Greg, and Deanna all laying on Greg like this. Pastor Cal notices, and he's like, "I see that you're closer to him." She says she's very intentional in her closeness. Deanna says that she feels like she's on the path toward love, and she feels like Greg already loves her because he asks her almost every single day, "You in love with me yet?" And she thinks that he asks her that so he can say, "Well, I love you too." Girl, he loves you. Okay. I never, me being a child, I never like understood when they be like, oh, the way that he look at you, you can tell that he loves you. Bro, I'm sorry, my light just blinded me. When I tell you Greg looks at Deanna like he just loves her. He looks at Deanna like he loves her. He looks at Deanna like he's attracted to her, like he's happy to be around her. The man loves her, okay? Pastor Cal says she may already be in love. And Deanna said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Well, a lot of times couples don't want to say that they're in love for fear of being the first person to say it, or for fear that, if you say it, then the other person might look at you like, 'Bitch, I don't love you.'" Um, I think Pastor Cal asks her what is her fear in the relationship, and she says that she's fearful that he may not like every side of her. That he's only seeing, certain sides of Deanna, and he may see another side of Deanna and not like that, and she doesn't want that to happen. Deanna says that speaking it out loud has made it real, and she doesn't want Greg to think that this fear is something that he's done. Greg says that he can understand his fear. Pastor Cal asks, does he have the same fear? And he says no. Pastor Cal says this was the perfect man for you because he is comfortable in his feelings, but he's in touch with his feelings. so y'all can bounce off one another. And it's just beautiful. Pastor Cal says that he believes that Greg will not hurt her, and Deanna also says the same thing. And I don't believe it either. Okay, I probably fly to where are they, North Carolina, and beat Greg's ass because the way that I think that their relationship just can be so beautiful and so amazing and so wonderful. You better not hurt that one. Okay, so we see them. They're going out on a date night. They're going bowling. Um, they have this little like competition where like if he gets a strike, then she has to kiss him, or if a spare, I don't know the terms of fucking bowling. Fuck, then he has to do the chicken dance. So he loses. He does the chicken dance, and he's like, "How you do the chicken dance?" And she like, "How you gonna tell me how to do the chicken dance and you don't even know how to do it?" She says that she likes his competitive spirit. He wants to know if she's comfortable with PDA. So, but it seems as though she's very comfortable. He doesn't know if it's the beer or the fried pickles, but she's really, just living it up, and he likes it. Deanna says that being a wife seems very natural, even though they met 4 weeks ago and things are going really, really well. Okay, so they go out to dinner for their month. There's a gnat in here, a month anniversary, and they try the octopus. Deanna and Greg, I guess, both try it for the first time. They're both very pleased with the person that they were matched with because they both wanted things that they could do with their spouse. And even if it's something, as minimal as trying a new food, at least they can do it together. So Deanna asks what he has learned about her in these past 4 weeks. He says that she has a beautiful soul and that she's a giver. She says that he's playful, caring, and comfortable in his sexuality. And the face he made when she said that, he said, "What?" Because usually when you say that, you're talking about someone being, you know, gay. So she was like, "Excuse me," but she was talking about how like he's open to like touching her butt and doing all this stuff, and that's sometimes it's a little too much, but she likes that he's able to do that and he's very comfortable within himself. She says that God gave her not only what she asked for but what she needed. Lord, I want them to stay together. Okay, I want them to stay together. So they go home, they get the same gift from the experts. She says that she feels like God led her to him, and when he gets out the cake to eat it, she's like, "Well, the actual tradition is to eat it a year from now." And he's like, you could tell he was crying inside because he like, "A year from now?" And she like, "Yeah, like that's the tradition." And he was like, he wasn't crying, but he was crying because he said, "Okay, we could eat it a year from now." Like, this is the confirmation that he needs. They go in the bedroom. It's all, pillowy and stuff, and pillowy. It's all flowery and stuff, and he got candles and stuff, and he did all of this for her. Um, she says that she's always wanted a thoughtful and kind person, and he's all of the things that she wanted. Girl, oh my gosh. Wonder. When I tell you it's wonderful. Their relationship is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's really just, it warms my heart. It does. I love seeing them on the screen. I love seeing them interact because if this was just married at first sight, one couple, who it would be no drama. It'd be no drama. It'd be nothing. And they're amazing. They're amazing. They're amazing. Moving on. Last but Jamie and Elizabeth. Jamie says life with Elizabeth is never boring. They get the moon water, they drink the moon water. She says it might have stuff from the outside in it, but that's fine. Is it? Is it fine? Anyway, Elizabeth found a letter, a pink letter with a pink rose. Oh, y'all, this is giving me Stevie Universe tease. And telling her to meet him where they got married. Jamie says that this is his triad romanticism, and hopefully this will bring them back to center because the past couple of weeks have been rocky. So they go, they walk down that, the aisle. They stand where they stood. Jamie rewrites his vows and promises to see her side when they're butting heads, and it makes her feel so happy. So anyway, I'm sorry. So they sit down. He didn't made a heart. I mean, honestly, I'm sorry. It was kind of empty in there. I know it's a big old space, but I'm sorry. I know. I'm doing too much. I understand. I literally understand. So, she gives him a gift. She gives him, I guess, a coupon book. Is that all she gave him in that big ass bag? Whatever. He gives her a necklace with a pink sapphire, and she feels so loved by him. And if decision day was today, it'd be a yes. Well, that's crazy because you mean if decision day was right at this moment, because later that night. Anyway, so he asks, what are three things that he can do better? And she says, honestly, nothing. Things have been so well, so good, especially today, yesterday, the day before, 3 days. Things have been great. And, he says, oh, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like everything is great. So they sit down for the picnic. The basket that the experts gave all of them are there. Um, they go through the photo album. She's looking at the photo album. She's looking at herself, looking at herself. Ooh, that's ugly. Ooh, I look ugly. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, that's cute. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. He is starting to get very angry because he's like, it doesn't even seem like she loves me. It just seems like she loves herself and she wants to look at herself. So then we see the behind the scenes camera, and they're arguing because he called her out when they got home for not caring, because Elizabeth said when they got back, I'm gonna skip the argument part and just say what Elizabeth said. They got back and they were looking at the photo album again. She was pointing out stuff about herself. Jamie then says, you don't even care about the wedding, you care about yourself. And she's like, leave me alone, Jamie, leave me alone. I'm not trying to deal with you. Why you make me feel like everything, like I'm just a fucking bad person. He's like, if you want me to leave, then I'm gonna leave and the marriage will be over. And she's like, fine, Jamie, leave. Let me tell you something. Jamie done said and threatened the end of the marriage so many times, and I'm the type of person I would have been gone. Don't come back tomorrow because I'm not gonna be there. So, so he calls her a materialistic bitch or a materialistic. Why are y'all making so much damn noise? Damn, kids get on my fucking nerves. He called her a materialistic bitch or a materialistic cunt. So I don't know what he called her, but he called her one of those. And she's like, who calls their wife that? A lot of people. Um, she says that she doesn't feel good about herself, and I guess this brings up a lot of the problems that she had. And she says this doesn't make me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like I'm the problem, and this is why people don't want to be with me. And maybe she's too much, and she just can't take it anymore. And I think that this is a perfect time for them to get therapy individually, because it seems like right now this is the halfway mark. We need to work on your individual flaws before we continue to send y'all on to marriage. That wouldn't be good TV now, would it? Anyway, I thought that that's when the episode would end, but like I said, they had that weird little scene with Iris and Keith, which didn't make sense. I'm so sorry for the noises in the background. I don't understand why people want to play with their kids at 10:09 a.m. Anyway, if you all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and everything else you need to know about me will be down below. My name is Brielle. I make beats, I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. Bye.